We are live. Finally. Welcome, everybody. We are doing this after 2-3 months. Rajiv ji is back. I'm back. um, Excited to start these sessions back. For those of you who are super new, we do this every other Thursday where you get to ask any immigration questions you may have. And Rajiv ji is our immigration lawyer, and we try to give you some form of guidance. Again, don't consider this as an immigration advice. Is that right?
No, let me rephrase that. This conversation is not going to create an attorney-client relationship, which basically means I'm not responsible for what happens after we leave this. So don't expect me to take care of it. Number one. Number two, we do the best we can with the information that we have. We are providing this information as is. There's no guarantee as to the accuracy or the timeliness of the information. So use at your own risk, folks.
Yeah. But feel free to ask more further questions. You can reach out to Rajiv ji at help@immigration.com. So
Also, a lot of people are connected with me on LinkedIn. Some people are
yeah,
connected also on. I'm still figuring out the darn
yeah,
Insta. But
Instagram.
I'm getting better at it. I've been able to put a few reels, so
Yeah,
that works.
yeah, yeah. Cool. Shivam, you're asking, can you come live and would ask questions? You can actually ask questions. You will not be able to join this setup, but you can ask your question in the chat, and we'll try to answer.
Yuri, your voice sounds like one of those croaky sounds, like a frog's voice. I don't know what sound is
Really?
that. Yeah,
Oh,
to me it does.
let
I don't know
me.
about the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Does my voice sound okay to you?
Yeah, yours sounds great. What
Now
about
you're
now?
okay. Now you're
Okay,
okay.
maybe it's the Apple's product.
Thank you,
All
Apple.
right. Okay, Shivam, you can ask, and also make sure the questions are more related to immigration and not like education. You can ask educational questions, or
Yeah, ask anything. We'll tell you if we can answer.
yes. um, all right, got few people live right now, so waiting for the questions to pop up. But while they do, can we talk about the EB2 visa? I think somebody did ask that update on.
Well, EB2, there is, I don't have anything update on EB2 moving by 1 year. I haven't looked at the visa bulletin. The other team, other gang, rest of the people take care of those details. But I
Yeah.
can tell you this, that's not unexpected. Simple
Mm,
reason is that we did have a lot many more visas, which is going to last till September. What happens on October 1st of this year is anybody's guess. We'll see where we are then. But they are trying to, USCIS is trying to clear as much of the backlog as they can. Many people have received their green cards approvals as well as, of course, followed by the green card without an interview. So the
mm,
485 interview or the adjustment of status interview was always the exception rather than the norm. But then came, I think it started during Trump time. Somehow I want to blame everything bad on Trump. I may not be right all the time. So, in all fairness, I'm not sure if it started during the Trump era, but we started interviewing all employment based people as though we didn't have enough of a backlog already.
mm.
Now, things are back to the normal routine, which is some people are interviewed, some people are not being interviewed. So, that's where we stand right now. Actually, the big development was the EB5. A law has been passed which has changed the way employment based investment based sorry not employment based investment based green cards will work. So if you have $800,000 of loose change, you can definitely look at
Liz.
immigration um, through investment. And believe it or not, a lot of people on H1Bs have that kind of money. It's not unheard of, or especially if you're an investment banker or you are in a startup that took off, or even as a senior person in a Silicon Valley company.
So let's say if I have $800,000, what's the next step? Like, what do I like I need to find a business, right, to operate it. Like I need to
Well,
invest.
okay. So the way this works is, first of all, if you have $800,000 lying around, you are my new best friend. Okay, so you're my buddy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way it works is you can invest the money yourself into a business that you want to start. This is a lot easier for countries with whom we have E2 treaties, which is not India, but countries like Canada, most of European countries, even Pakistan. Many of the other countries have a treaty of trade and investment. So if you are from that sort of a region, you can start a business on E2 by investing 100 to $200,000. I would say closer to two to $300,000, and then start building your equity and maybe convert it into a green card through EB5, because e-visas are forever; they keep getting renewed. But leaving that aside, if you are an Indian person, Indian-born uh, person, uh, remember your country of citizenship doesn't matter. So if you acquire Canadian citizenship, you're still stuck with the India quota. Okay. So if you're an Indian born person and you decided to set up a business, if you set up the business in an area called targeted employment area, which is either rural or where there is more than 150% of the national um, unemployment, you could invest just 800,000 and get the business started. You have to
Mhm.
create 10 jobs. There is almost a 4-year period, but you have to have a business plan that clearly lays out your intention to create 10 American jobs, not counting you and your family. Okay.
Mhm.
So you start your business. Now, can you get into business with an American citizen or green card holder? Absolutely. Can you get into business with another person who wants an EB5 investment? That's where things get problematic. Under the
Mhm.
new law, if you want multiple green cards from the same business, that can only be done in collaboration with an entity called a regional center. What's a regional center? That's the second way you can invest your money. Instead of putting the money in yourself, you can put the money in the hands of these organizations that have already gotten approval from the USCIS to carry forward an investment. So you
Mhm.
put the money in their hands, typically about 800,000, maybe 40, 50, $60,000 extra for their administration fees. So that's how you can invest as well. But if you were going into partnership with an American individual, green card holder, or US citizen, you would then have to go through a partnership with a regional center. A lot of this is still not completely fleshed out. We are waiting for detailed policy statements. But the big advantage of this under the new law is that you can file your first form for the investment and the 485, which gets your employment authorization, advance parole, etc., together, which is
Mhm.
unusual. That was not allowed earlier. So that's where
Mhm.
we stand.
Okay. I don't have 800,000, so I guess I won't be your best friend.
No, sir, you are not.
All right. I don't know if you can read it, but I'll read it for you. I'm planning to go to USA for masters this fall. When and how I can take my now Indian girlfriend if I get married to her in 2 years, right after I get a job? Can she work as well?
Okay, there's a multiple set of questions there. First of all, you cannot bring her with you on your student status. Oddly,
Unless you are married.
yes. Oddly, if you were in same sex partnership, you could, even without the marriage, you could apply for a tourist visa for her and keep extending that tourist visa until you get married. There was a little quirk in the laws
Hmm.
that allows us to use a tourist visa for something like that. A lot of countries don't allow same-sex marriages. So for countries like that, we keep that sort of a latitude. Once you get married, of course, you can sponsor her and bring her in on an F2 visa. She will not be able to work. She will also not be able to work even when you convert to H1. After you convert to H1, if you start your green card right away, very, very quickly, she might be able to work 1.5 year after that. So you're looking at a multi-year plan for her to start working. But of course, she's entitled to start her own process, get her own F1, do her. She can convert from F2 to F1 if she comes as your derivative after marriage.
Yeah. And your question is specifically get married in 2 years, which I'm assuming right after I get job. So if you are on OPT, she will come on F2 visa. If you are on H1B, then she'll come on H4 visa, and she can only work if your green card is in first step. So that's, yeah. Okay, very interesting question. This one is hello to both of you. Been waiting for months for this live. I have a question. Can a student who is an Indian born in Gulf country chargeability clause? I'm aware how to go about green card process.
Okay. So first thing you do is if you Google my name, Rajiv S. Khanna or Khana, Khanna, space Economic Times, you will come onto my author page on Economic Times. I've written a brief comment about how you can apply for a green card directly while you are still a student. That's
Mhm.
something worth looking into for people who are not born in India or whose spouses are not born in India. In both cases, you will be charged to another country, not to India. So, how do you go about it? Most likely, again, there could be people who are exceptionally qualified. You could go through extraordinary ability alien category. But most people will go through labor certification process, which is called PERM, which your employer has to do for you. Hopefully, within a couple of years, you should have your green card.
That's cool. Okay, good question is what is the expected date for H1B lottery result for this year?
It's March 31st.
So Thursday this week. Nice. Okay. Next question is if I travel home during my OPT while employed, are those days still counted towards the 90 days of unemployment period?
So the USCIS, actually more ICE, ICE has decided if this is a part of the normal vacation given by the employer and taken by you, they are not counted as
Ah,
unemployed days.
I see.
Okay. Now that's one part. Another part is government had made some accommodations for COVID-19. Check with your DSO how that plays out, Shubham. That might help you also. So what they said was if you are being monitored remotely, or if your employer has a branch in India, if you're going to India, you can then continue to work on your OPT from there. So these are the two options. One is the usual holiday, the other one is the remote work. But double check with your DSO where we stand with that.
Hmm. I completely forgot about that part. Yeah. Yeah. So like if your company, if my company gives about 30 days paid time off, so if I'm going for 30 days and using that as a vacation, that's not considered as an unemployment.
Yep.
Um, do they remove OPT from masters or reduce its time? That is 3 years. No.
Now,
Uh,
I had a question today from somebody. I have done my MBA. I want to do my master's in computer science. Will I get uh, OPT as well as STEM extension? And the answer is OPT no, because you are at the same level. If you go from master's to PhD, you will get the 1 year OPT. But since you have not used your STEM OPT, I think you should be able to get that when you go from a non STEM degree to a STEM degree.
hmm, okay. Um, next one is my company just entered me into H1B visa lottery for 2023 fiscal year. How can I go about getting a green card after that and how soon?
You know what? This question is asked so many times. I might, and Precious is not from India, I can tell. That name is not an Indian name. So your choices are better than most people who are born in India. We take too much time. But I might want to post, I'll post something. I'll make a an infographic for you, Precious. A lot of people ask the same question. So we'll make an infographic how the process works. So basically, the process works first with you having a conversation with your company because they have to start the process. They'll hire a lawyer, and the lawyer will get you started. It's called labor certification or PERM. PERM as in hair perm, PERM, PERM process. Okay.
I was trying to find a question. One of my friend asked me that question. Um, it was very good question.
All right.
Okay, next one is, can on F1 visa I can only work on campus?
That is correct. Unless you use CPT or you are using your pre-completion OPT after approval from your DSO.
Next one is my visa transfer by XYZ company initiated the process on March 9. May I know when the process will be completed in Premium?
You haven't told us what kind of visa. I'm assuming it's an H1B visa.
I'm
And
assuming
then
that.
you haven't told us whether it is premium or non-premium. If it is premium, you could be done within a matter of weeks. If it is non-premium, within months. But of course, you can join the new company if it's an H1B transfer as soon as your papers are filed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Like, I thought you
Well,
had to wait
no,
for
no,
the transfer to complete.
no, no. The more conservative thought process is wait until you get the receipt. The more aggressive thought process is you can join as soon as the papers are delivered.
Hmm. Okay.
You don't have to wait for the approval.
Okay. Cool. Somebody said they have seen that article which you are talking about,
Okay, good.
and Precious is saying he or she is Nigerian.
Yeah, I assume that.
Okay. All right. I have few more questions. H1B also dependent on country. Like I asked Gulf
No,
country.
no,
Okay.
no, Zaid. H1B is not country dependent. No, sir.
Okay. Cool. Getting a visa appointment is a challenge. Will it be worth to go premium processing to speed up the H1B process for 2022, 2023?
Okay, so Indrajit, you can. I am a person who believes in peace of mind. So I would always go for premium because I want a quick result anyway. Okay, number one. Number two, remember if the premium processing is done for your benefit with your request, you can pay for it. So you can always offer your company, you can pay for the H1B. And remember also that you can premium a pending H1B as well. If you filed an H1B without premium processing, you can actually premium it and you can pay for it. Okay. Would I do premium processing? Yes. Should you do it? That's your call.
Hmm. Okay. Next one is I'm on H1B and my dependents are on H4B EAD. If I go on a project outside the US, which is in Canada, for a year and a half, can my family stay back in US and continue working and attending school?
No.
Ooh, why is that? Because
Well, this is the rule. If the visit outside is casual and brief, you're going for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month, your family can stay back. But if you're going to be gone for a year, the answer has to be no, because you're no longer maintaining H1B status. You're outside the United States. That's my take. What I have seen the government say in various places, I would think that's a very risky thing to do.
okay, all right. Will I get STEM extension after doing the STEM master after finishing first year of OPT based on MBA?
You asked me that question, Shubham. I think you're the guy who was connecting with me on LinkedIn. And I told you, you will not get the first year OPT, but you should check with your DSO. You might be able to get 2 years of STEM extension.
Wait. His question is, if he did MBA, which is STEM-based course, can he get STEM extension?
Oh, I'm
He
sorry. This is a
right.
different guy. Shubh, I'm sorry. I can't read actually. That's my problem. Hold on a
No,
second.
he's saying, will I get STEM extension after doing the STEM master?
No,
Of
that's the question he asked. He's done MBA, used his 1 year. Now he wants to do a STEM degree, master's degree. Would he get his STEM extension?
sorry, I
That's the question.
yeah. You're right. I misunderstood. Okay.
You're
All
old. It happens.
right. I'm not as young as you are. So
Yeah, of course. Who is?
uh, can I get 1 year OPT after completing associate
No.
degree? Okay. The answer is no, Shivam. All right. Will green card problem ever get solved, or should I give up all my hopes? The
Make
philosophy.
lots of money and we can put you through the investor category.
Yeah. And then you'll become our best friends.
And yeah, we'll be best friends with you. We'll take you for coffee and let you pay for it.
Uh, all right. Next one. Admits from for masters as well as PhD. In long run, I want to work in research position. Does choosing PhD gets me an advantage in getting green card?
His name is Sandeepan, right? Sandeepan, currently, no. But in the long run, I think if there is ever a change in the laws, there has been definitely repeated acknowledgement of the superiority of a PhD earned from the United States. So as of the current laws, no advantage.
There's hope.
So
Can I able to travel
okay,
internationally?
so this is a complicated question requiring balancing of several factors. What you want to do is, Prince, you want to go to our website, immigration.com, immigration.com. And on the very top, you'll see my blog. Click on the blog, and about 14th entry is travel while H1B or F1 OPT is pending. So I had created a schematic. It's also on my LinkedIn page. You can look at it. But if you mean, I've got my H1B approval, I've got my I-94, can I travel to Canada, Mexico, etc. for less than 30 days? And the answer is yes, without a visa stamp. That's called automatic visa revalidation. You can actually Google that, AVR, automatic visa revalidation. You can travel to Canada, Mexico, New Virgin Islands for less than 30 days and come back on your I-94 without a visa.
Okay. Right. Next one is America Competes Act to become a law.
I can't bet on any of these laws. If you look at the
What,
history
what
of
is what is it?
America Competes Act, there was another one. There's I don't know if it is still pending in Senate. I think it originated in the Senate. There's all sorts of every few months there is a new bill. I don't even keep track of them anymore. I don't even read them until there's a real chance of them moving.
All right. Moving on. Shubham is back. I am about to finish my 1 year OPD after
Yeah,
non-STEM
yeah.
MBA.
I already
So I'm
answered the question.
okay. So he's asking again.
Yeah, I think you should be able to get the STEM OPT 2 years. Double check with your DSO. I don't think it's a problem.
How much does it cost for premium process? I'm assuming it's H1B visa.
Approximately 1,500. Again, I just the problem here is I don't keep track of fees, etc. We have a
But
whole team of people who take care of all those details for us. So if you just Google USCIS premium
do I have to
processing
pay it,
fees,
or does he has to pay it?
no, it's so I told you, right? If it is in an H1B context, if the premium processing is for the benefit of the employer, they have to pay for it. But if, for example, Ejaz wants to do it and he
Then
requests the employer that please do it for my convenience, then he can pay for it.
right. Yeah, we were given a choice too. Okay. Yes, I remember. Okay. Right now, my I-140 is filed and pending status. Can I upgrade to premium? If I upgrade, will there be any complications?
The answer is yes and no. So you can premium it, and I don't see any extraordinary complications just because you're premiuming it.
Okay. So why is it yes in terms of complication?
Yes, you can premium it, no, in terms of complications.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I see. Zed is asking again. If I'm on CPT, can I ask for start date of green card since Gulf born Indian, or if I'm after MS working in a if after masters working in a company, how to make them start green card to get
Okay,
the green?
the first part we already discussed. I want you to read my comment in the Economic Times. Read through it. It'll give you enough information to ask more pointed questions. How can you get the company to start? You can just beg really hard, I guess.
Make best friends with your manager.
That's right.
Can I go for 2 months of vacation outside of India while on H1B?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Uh, Wait. So does this not fall under losing the status,
No,
not
it
maintaining?
doesn't.
Okay. All right. Mm, I've got admitted to university for PhD in computer science, but haven't heard from. It's been 2 months. I don't know what you can do, Pratay. Just keep following up. Hopefully, you're back.
Not a legal question. I'm sorry.
My B1 B2 was rejected 4 years ago, I'm guessing, and now I'm planning to study in USA. Are there any chances of getting visa? Lance.
Lance, I don't know why your B1 B2 was denied. If
Yeah.
you can post that, if it was denied for 214B, which is basically they think you might go and stay in the United States, you might have the same problem, but it was 4 years ago. They might not make a big issue of it. Just make sure you don't lie about it or try to conceal it. Okay. So if it was for 214A or 212A, I should say, then you've got a big problem. Fraud, etc. That's a permanent bar. So I don't know what the ground of denial is. If it was what is common, 214B, immigration, intent, you definitely need to try. You might get it, you might not get it, but it's worth a shot.
Okay. Is in-person interview waived off for tourist visa?
Only if you had a tourist visa before. I don't think they're doing it for tourists. From what I remember, it's only for work visas. I could be wrong, but they might waive it. I don't remember exactly which visas were covered. I know HOEP. Some of the visas that I remember off the top of my head were exempted from personal interviews.
Yeah. Okay. Lakshmi is asking if I'm on H1B in the US and I-140 has been applied, could I go to Canada and be back to US after 2 years with the rest of my H1B period and continue my original I-140 application?
The answer is yes, but the but part is you've got to be able to explain to the government. If you are asked, they may not ask, why did you leave a job that is supposed to be a permanent job? It can be argued that a permanent job is a job in the future. You can do anything you want in the meantime. But the fact of the matter is, you left an ongoing job for 2 years. Why did you leave? And how did the job survive or was done while you were gone? So if I'm working as a software architect and I leave, who else was working as a software architect while I was gone? So the idea is the job must remain in place, your intention must remain in place, the company's intention to hire you back must remain in place. So that's the but part.
Nice. Okay. Um, Do you have any knowledge that USC has plans to improve processing time?
Yeah, they're trying right now. They've done certain things. They've got additional budget. They have for green cards. They have decoupled advanced parole and EAD. So hopefully we'll be getting advanced paroles a lot sooner. They're
Hmm.
trying.
Okay. Is it possible to live in Windsor with Canadian PR and commute to Detroit every day on H1B? Which state tax would we pay? Would address on H1B petition be that of Windsor or Detroit?
So the address part is easy. Address will be Windsor because that's where you live. The place of employment would be Detroit. You can do it. People do it all the time. They have a daily commuter pass. And the state taxes, talk to your lawyers. I have no idea. Talk to your CPAs.
Yeah, I would assume it would be Detroit, but
I I almost failed my tax exam. I'm not ashamed to admit. You don't want. I hated tax law.
yeah. Okay. I'm on H1B. Is there any criteria to initiate I-140, like any minimum stay in USA? And if my company initiates I-140, can I upgrade the process to premium with my own expenses?
The best I can understand your question is this. Um, just because I've lived in the United States many years, can I initiate an I-140? No. Can I upgrade the process to premium with my own expenses? Yes, if you're doing it for your convenience.
Yeah. Okay. If a company sponsors my H1B visa for a real estate broker role, will there be any complication considering specialty occupation?
Almost certainly there'll be a problem because there is no standardized educational requirement for a real estate broker.
Yeah. Okay. Deborah is asking, I don't have any specialties in work other than working at a bar. So how can I get to US to work permanently with only having bar experience? I am willing to do any type of jobs.
Deborah, there are very few ways to get into the United States without the proper credentials. You can, of course, go back to school if you like. You can take admission in the United States as a student and come to the US on a student visa. Another option is to look into something like an H2B visa. So you can Google that H2 number two and B as in boy H2B visa. But those are very brief duration. Any other visa is going to be brief duration. If you want a permanent solution, come as a student and take it from there, or find a job which requires your presence in the United States. Your employer can try to process a green card for you. That could
Okay.
take a year, 2 years.
Right. My company wants to start perm process while I'm on F1 visa. That's nice. Does that on its own demonstrate immigrant intent?
It does once the I-140 is filed. So remember, the question asked in almost all the forms is, has anybody applied for an immigrant visa for you? Immigrant visa is the I-140. So while you're in the perm process, technically you don't have to say yes to that question. Okay. So the answer is yes once the I-140 is applied. That is immigrant intent.
I didn't know that. That's every day I learn something new from you. um, all right. Will it ever be possible to bring your parents to US if you're on H1B? Um,
Um, Technically, you can bring them even now.
yeah, like
The way
on
it
tourist.
works is, I'll give you an example. We had a physician couple, both, of course, husband and wife were doctors. The gentleman's parents, actually just the father, was in India. He was a severe diabetic, and there was nobody else to take care of him in India. So we were able to bring him in on a tourist status and keep extending his tourist status year after year, 6 month after 6 month after 6 months for several years. So this is a well recognized use of a tourist status where they're not really allowed to get a derivative visa like H4, but the circumstances are such that they should be allowed to stay with you.
Mm. Mm. Okay. If we have applied for premium process, are there higher chances of visa getting picked in maybe second or third round?
No.
All right. Du-du-du.
By the way, there is a fundamental mistake in that question. They think that the lottery can be premium processed. If you have applied for H1B premium processing, that means you've already been picked up in lottery.
Yeah, yeah. Premium processing is after
After you
being
get
picked.
selected. Before
Yeah,
that, it's just prayers, my friends.
yeah. Okay. If my then did we answer that question?
Which one is?
No.
Then I go outside after a couple. I have to go. No. This is a different question. So Vijay is saying if my I-140 is approved, then I go outside the US after a couple of years. If I get a US job, I have to go again through H1B lottery. The answer is no, but your I-140 must remain approved for at least 180 days,
Hmm. Okay.
and then you can come through any other employer.
Cool. B2 visa extension case processing time on USCIS website is 9 to 12 months.
Yeah,
Process has started. An application is pending with 6 months over. Should there be any problem later?
this is a very long discussion. I would ask you to Google section INA, that's Immigration and Nationality Act, section 222, G as in girl. Also go to my author page on the Economic Times, Rajiv S. Khanna, the Economic Times. Google that. And I have written an article on this, why this is so wrong, what they are doing. So, yes, there can be a problem, but it's not an insurmountable problem. You should be okay, but be aware of what the issues are. It's too long for me to cover here.
Hmm. Okay. Lakshmi is back with her question. If the job was in the same company and it was just a transfer from US to Canada for a particular role.
Yeah, I think that could work, Lakshmiji, but I would rather have you talk with your lawyers rather than outside counsel. I don't know all the facts. Is it theoretically possible? Yes, but I remember I told you the but part. It seems like you have a good idea how to deal with the but part.
Okay. Okay. Some questions are repeating now. So, can I buy a home in USA while I'm on OPT?
There's no law that stops you. Double check with the real estate lawyer locally. I don't think there is any law that stops you from buying real estate.
Yeah. Other than your loan needs to be also approved, unless you're
Well,
not
some
buying.
people have the money, they can write a check for it.
That's true. Can a person who has used 3 years of OPT at master's level take up another master's course with a day one CPT?
Good question, Karan. Again, go to immigration.com, click on the very top ribbon blog. In my blog, about 17th or 18th entry is about CPT, OPT, how they relate with each other. The simple answer is yes, you should be able to do CPT.
Okay. Can person on H4 look for a job while in USA? Would companies consider for H1B lottery?
So, Rahul, your question is, can I look for a job? Is looking for a job on H4 illegal? No, I don't think so, because you're not actually doing it. You should start doing it only after you get the H1B approval.
Right. And if you're looking and let's say you interviewed and if the company is like, yeah, we'll sponsor, they still can't start the job until the visa has been picked up and approved. Correct?
And October 1st arrives.
And yeah. So, okay. Answered. Okay. Um, is it possible to work 40 hours on CPT as well as on campus job during the summer break?
CPT 40 hours is quite common. Uh, on campus, etc., it's always better to check with your DSO. Sometimes the schools have local policies that are not a part of the USCIS requirements, but the school has those policies and they enforce them. They may allow you certain things, they may not allow you certain others. But working full time on CPT is not prohibited under any law that I know of.
Okay. My perm is under process. It is very slow, and at a point at a point I should change a job. Does process needs to start fresh?
That's an easy one. Yes.
It was hard to say the statement. Lot of repeated question actually. I think we are like kind of lagging, so that's why they are posting it again. Okay, F1 student travel using AP while I-485 pending. What happens to service?
Smart thing is to come and tell your DSO that you've traveled on advanced parole. They will have to do some adjustments. I don't know what they do. It is legal to do so, but they might take you out of the F1 status, but you can still go to school on 485 pending.
Hmm.
So I don't know what they do on but just report to your DSO that that's what you've done.
H4 can trade stocks and crypto. Favorite
Uh,
question.
Probably not.
Yeah. um, my husband is applying for a job in USA, Canada. If he gets a job, can I go along with him? If yes, which visa? Can I start working as well? If yes, how soon?
Shreya, I can answer that question on the US side. On the Canadian side, you'll have to ask a lawyer who practices in Canada. If you are coming on, if your husband is coming on H1, you will come on H4. You will not be able to work until several years of being here. If he comes on an L1 visa, then you can start working as soon as you land. You will come on L2 visa. Okay.
Mm, okay. Right. Does H1B lottery rejection affect tourist visa?
The answer is probably not, because you don't have to disclose that you entered the lottery on the tourist visa application.
Yeah. And it's a lottery, so it's not really rejection. It's just they didn't get picked, right?
I don't think so, but okay, you've said it. We'll leave it the way it is.
Okay. So why? I mean, isn't it like there's a reason they say lottery, right?
See,
Is
you have to understand the question in context. So what they're saying is, if my lottery gets rejected, does it affect my tourist visa? My question would be, are you talking about an existing tourist visa? No, it will not affect that. Are you talking about a future application for a tourist visa? No, it will not affect that because you don't have to disclose it.
I
So in either case, it should not affect your tourist visa. So I'm thinking always 4 steps ahead of what somebody has asked.
that's why you are a lawyer.
That's why I'm a lawyer.
Hi sir, can I have both my not my C, sorry, my C got can I have both my H1 and H4 EAD at same time? Currently on my H1B gonna be complete by June 2022, and if yes, how fast are the processing time?
You can't have them both. You can either be on H1 or H4. So once your H1 is over, what you can do is you can apply for your H4 and H4 EAD with a kickoff date in the future. You can apply 6 months ahead. So if you want to start your H4 in June, you can apply for H4 in January. So that's the way to handle it. But you can't have both at the same time.
Okay, that was a good question.
Very good question.
Passive income from bank bonus and interest.
Absolutely okay. Absolutely okay. And if you have a lot of money, we are your best friends.
Yes, that's true. Why? Okay. Um, if someone working on consultancy on IT jobs and H1B is picked in the lottery, can USCIS issue H1B visa for 6 months or 1 year only as per the duration of the actual contract with the company?
Yes, they can.
So it's not necessary they always give 3 years.
Not necessary.
Okay. All right. Zed is asking, will the US consulate know I have applied for DV lottery? And if I get DV visa, how to shift from F1 to DV visa in India or USA?
Indian citizens, India-born people can't apply for DB lottery.
There you go. All right. Vikram is asking, my H1B is approved in August 2021 without any RFA, and it is COS. What is COS?
Change of status.
Oh, yesterday that case status have changed to notice explaining actions mailed. What could be the reason? Haven't gotten the notice yet.
Somebody from my office would be able to answer that question best. I don't know exactly what that means. But if it is not an RFE and you've got the approval, I'm hoping it doesn't require anything more than that.
Yeah. Okay. One more crypto question. Can we invest on F1 and H1B or no? I think
See,
invest.
we've had this discussion many times before. I have felt, and again, I have no legal grounds for saying it, but I have felt that if your investment is long term and it's not a source of income right away, for example, day trading, I think it might be okay. I don't think investing in stocks is illegal, but day trading might be illegal. Short term stocks might be illegal. Don't know for sure. And one way to figure it out is to look at the IRS definition of active and passive income. That's not the only consideration, but that's one of them. So, crypto, long term, maybe, short term, maybe not. I can only give you a maybe, nothing more than that.
Yeah. Which visa is better, L1B or H1B?
Well, that's very hard to say. It's like asking what is better, apple or orange. They both have different issues, different things. I'm
What are
trying
the
to
pros
think
and cons, I
what is
guess?
the best way to answer that question. The biggest advantage of an H1B is that it can be extended indefinitely if your green card is going on, pretty much indefinitely. L1B is only for 5 years, and it can't be extended even if you have a green card going. The problem with the H1B is the lottery. So if I were put in that position, actually, I answered this question for a corporate client this morning. I would bring my individual in on L1B and keep applying for their H1B lottery every year, and I would start their green card under PALM process as soon as they enter.
Okay. All right. Tex, Texas process Texas processed I-14485 application only 3K, but National Benefit Center processed 33K. Any thoughts?
I have no idea of the numbers. I know that Texas is very slow. I know that I don't know. I'm actually, let me take that back. I know that a lawsuit was being contemplated against Texas as a class action. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I recently changed. Oh, I think he put a three-part comment. Recently changed the project and my employer file LCA for that, and in process of filing then related documentation to USCIS. We got this in the meanwhile. And then third one is if H1B is revoked by USCIS, how can I change my status to F1?
Probably have to go outside USA, get an F1 visa stamp, and come back. Probably.
Okay. Rashmi is saying my H1B is from 2021 to June 2024. However, due to expiration of my passport, I received I-94 dates closer to my passport expiration dates. Can go to Canada to extend my I-94 dates with H1B visa.
Well, with the visa, of course, no problem. But if it is just the approval, You could even contact a local Customs and Border Protection office after you get your passport renewal and see if they can extend your I-94. They may not be able to, but it doesn't hurt to check. But
And
of course, if you go get a visa stamp, then there is no problem at all.
if the passport does expire, you can renew it from here, from
Yeah,
United States, or you
yeah,
have to go to India. Okay.
you can renew it here.
And does it
I'm
come with a
surprised.
stamp?
Normally, they give you all the way to the end. They don't worry about the passport.
No, no. So for
Yeah,
my
yeah, no,
exam,
I understood your question. I went on to the next question. I answered that question already.
yeah. Right. My daughter, I-140, I not 140, 485 pending, and
Uh,
currently in.
I doubt it. I don't think that's a good enough reason for an expedite.
Yeah. All right. Can I my wife work for her Indian employer remotely from USA while she's on H4?
Probably not, but that's definitely up for debate because there are some rulings from the Department of Labor that seem to suggest you can maintain H1B status if you're outside the US if you keep working under the H1B terms. I think that's bad law.
Hmm.
So the best advice I have is don't leave your family back here. Oh, hang on, this is a different question.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm sorry.
She she's saying
Can I my wife or she? I think he means can my wife work for her
right,
Indian
right.
employer while on H4? Yeah, that's the question. Can my wife work for her Indian employer? And the answer is, to the best of my judgment, no. But I have seen cases where other lawyers have advised, and successfully, that if there is absolutely no connection of the Indian company with the United States, no money comes from here, there is no clients in the US directly or indirectly, then it might be okay. Personally, I would avoid it.
Okay. Does oh, does having European passport make it easy to get in USA?
You can come on an ESTA visa waiver, but does it make it easier to get any other kind of visa? Unless you are applying for an E2, it doesn't make a whole lot easier to come here. You can come temporarily, or you can come on an E2, E1 type visa. Those are the only two advantages you will get.
Yeah. My perm is just filed and my H1B is valid till December 2022. My company is suggesting to go to Canada to work from there, and once perm is approved, come back to USA for work. Is that valid
Well,
option?
yeah, USA doesn't care what you do in Canada, sure. But of course, you'll have to get work authorizations in Canada.
Mm, okay. Uh, what is the fees of Rajiv Ji?
It's actually on our website. Again, go to immigration.com. On the very top panel, you'll see our fees. All our fees are listed: H1B, L1, consultation.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, she's asking similar questions, so I just posted
yeah,
that too.
same. Just go to, I wish we could post links here.
Uh, I can I can post that.
Can I
So
send them to you?
immigration. So is it just immigration.com?
Yeah, type immigration.com.
Huh?
Look at the top gray panel. There is the
Okay.
link to our fees.
The website
Very
is
top.
down.
You see
Sorry.
it?
No, I thought a website was down, but I had a spelling mistake. Gray fall. Where did you say?
Very top, very top panel, the gray
Oh,
panel on the top.
okay. Yeah, got it.
About us, my blog,
Yep.
fees. Just click on fees. That's the link.
Here's the here's the link, everybody, if you want to go.
Yep.
All right. Many question. I lost where we were. All right. Okay. Yeah. My wife on H4 wants to study. Should she stay on H4 or should she switch to F1? And if needs to switch, then have to go out for F1 stamp.
I think F1 is better, Shubham, because that gives her the OPT option. Okay. The problem is it takes them so long to convert from H4 to F1, uh, almost a year, year and a half. And if you don't mind the wait, then she doesn't have to go out. But if she wants a quicker conversion, she has to go get an F1 visa stamp and come back.
We'll do this last question and then we'll call it because I have to go. Asking for my friend, she's on H4 and recently got a job offer from employer and they're asking her to process her own O1 visa. Is that a good choice?
See, Rashmiji, O1 is always a toss of a coin. There's no way to guarantee that she will get approval. Is it a good choice? Yes, if she has the resume for it, absolutely.
Okay, I think can we get any discount through UDJ? No.
No.
I can tell you that. Yeah. All right, I think that's it for today. Thanks everybody. We will join again not next Tuesday but following Tuesday.
Thursday, Yudi.
Sorry,
Thursday.
Thursday. April 7th. The date is April 7th. Same time. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks everybody. Thanks Rajiv
Bye,
ji.
everyone. Take care, guys. Stay safe.
Bye.